Rashford, I know, like, we're not happy with him right now, but there's a lot of teams, a lot of fans that would go,
I think he's all right.
and there's a lot
Lenny
of
Yoro. He'll be like,
Lenny Yoro.
Lenny Yoro.
Look,
He's one of the sought after
Lenny
defenders.
Yoro.
Yeah.
Like, this is something like De Ligt is an accomplished, solid defender. So there's stuff that he's walking into like that.
I think he's inheriting a better team, by the way, than Ten Hag walked into. I think he's inheriting a better team than what Ten Hag got. Honestly, you asked me a question before.
Because you're saying you got Sancho,
Varane, you got Euro,
Ronaldo.
No, because those weren't like the Sancho was not going to be good.
He had a chance to change.
It wasn't good. Like I think the players that he's getting, like inheriting a Ugarte, Casemiro, like these players that still can run about and still do a bit. Then you got a Euro, you got a Licha in there. I think Garnacho, Kobe, those players were free. Those two players were in the they went to the Ballon d'Or awards. Like they were in the 2 and 3 in terms of the youth. We didn't have that.
3 and 6.
3 and 6. That's impressive. Like just having that as a core is, and then you got Garnacho that's on 10 goals and assists in all competitions. But
what did Eric have? He had.
It's difficult to say though, isn't it? Because Eric came in and then he had a transfer window immediately, which kind of changes. So when we're talking about inherited, are we talking about the squad that he started the season with, or are we talking about the team that he inherited? Because
I'm saying
he never really played with that group, did he?
No, I'm saying the team that Eric inherited is different, because obviously he went into the market and bought stuff. But I'm saying what he naturally came in and inherited.
But he didn't play with that, did he?
But he had to build from somewhere. This guy,
because as he mentions, the team that he inherited technically would then include the likes of Pogba, Lingard, who all went that summer. Like that technically inherited them. They were under contract when he came in.
I will see the players.
That's when I say, like, when we do the inherited stuff, we got to be careful with the dates, don't we?
I mean the players that were there when he gets there to train. When he got there to say, "Hey guys, this is what we're gonna do. This is the system I need you in." That's what I mean. Whoever went on tour with him.
But that's what I'm saying. He never used some of those players, though, did he? Because some of them got sold and some of them ended up going on a free. And then he brought players in. So his first official game, he had signings.
You're saying, bro, he had. But that's like saying he couldn't get a tune out of Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Ronaldo. That's what the team was. That was the front line. Ahmad was he on loan then?
He's not here. Wasn't it?
He was. Yeah,
sent him on loan. We let him play that first game, and that's our first. That was my first.
Like you see them. You see those just man I just said there. Them senior man right there. Actually, Garnacho came on the first
and he had when if you want, however we want to count it, if we're counting inheriting Licha because he brought him in or whatever, like he had a settled back four. That first season, his back four was settled, wasn't it? It was Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Dalot / Wan-Bissaka, but Dalot for half, Wan-Bissaka for the other. But it was settled. It was a very settled back four, and David De Gea, who was still getting player of the season for us at the time.
You got Ericsson, Casemiro, Bruno.
It's an interesting one. Who inherited the best?
You know what I'm saying?
But this is what I'm saying about the inherited bit, because it's like it's a really murky ground.
You can build it up that Eric inherited a shit side, but he didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't, because also his first game. But his first game, look, he didn't have a striker.
No, but Eric inherited nonsense. Eric walked into a swamp, bro. Ragnick was out here saying open heart.
So is Amorim. So is Amorim walking into? He's 14th, bro. It's worse.
No, I'm saying I think we can be better than this. What this 14th thing is
on it crazy. Like,
Man United shouldn't be 14th though. Like the I don't think this is a 14th squad. Like I have said before, like we're no better than Brentford and stuff at times in the seasons. But then
Burnley.
But then there's no reason. Like even if we're supposed to be 7th, 6th, we shouldn't be 14th. Like
this because Eric's not good. That's just because he's done a rubbish job.
I think the fairest way to do it is on their first game. So the first game for Eric was Brighton, right?
Yeah,
that was at the time. That's what Eric had. And in fairness, we did sign players after that, didn't we? Because we then signed Casemiro. But let's say that's his squad that he inherited for his first game. That's the squad he had versus the squad that Ruben Amorim's going to have for his first game, which is Ipswich at the end of November.
That's a good question.
That's the fairest way to do it.
That's the fairest way to do it. And then I just listen, Amorim, please. I want us to be singing your praises in 18 months' time.
And by the way, why does that even matter? Actually, thinking about it, why does it like the whole who inherited a better squad? Who gives a shit? We didn't work.
I know, because it's going to be part of the football conversation. You know it will be. They always say it. They talk about what Arteta inherited and what did he make better. You know, because they're going to say, how many months from now, who's he improved? What's he done? Like, it depends. And it only really matters when the guy's not doing well and you have to try and find an excuse.
I was thinking back, that thing about Eric, if he did inherit a worse squad, but we're 14th. Like, it doesn't really matter, does it?
He took that whatever squad he inherited and whatever he rebuilt it to, whatever he made, he took it to 14th, mate.
And also, actually, if Amorim does come in, if Amorim comes in, and let's say the end of the season we finish like top 4 and we win something, then I don't think that's going to reflect good on Eric Ten Hag. Surely that will reflect bad on him, because they'd be like, why didn't you? Yeah. This is a top 4 squad. Why didn't you get more out of it?
You know what we've got to be careful of? When you say inheriting good squads, that's what you say to Arne Slot. Yeah? You go, bloody hell, mate. I left you Salah, Van Dijk, Robertson, who's sitting down at the moment, but, you know, Alisson. Yeah, I'll give you Jota. Yeah, I give you Alexis McAllister. I give you Trent. Yeah, Cody Gakpo. I give you even Nunes. Yeah, even though he's a bit mad and you don't know what you're going to get. Yeah, I'm going to give you Gravenberch, who actually
and he's getting more out of players. He's getting more out of players. Like
I didn't really use Gravenberch.
Diaz, he has transformed Diaz as well.
So I'm saying that's what you call leaving a good. Then if you want the little youths, I'll give you Conor Bradley. Yeah, don't worry. I'll give you a little light Curtis Jones if you want. Bro. Yeah, don't worry. That's Stefan Bajcetic's kid who looks all right. Send him on loan if you want. Don't need him right now. Good little kid. I'll give you Joao Quansah if you want. Yeah, I'll give you what you want.
Oh, Alisson will probably get injured a couple of times a year, but it's fine when he does. We've got a really good backup in Kelleher.
Yeah, Kelleher's really good. Yeah, what you want? Like, that's what we're talking about inheriting. Yeah.
You know, when you think about, you know when your family leaves you just debt, all they leave you is debt. You know, they die. They're like, how much are they gonna get? And it's like, oh no, because you have to. Actually, you're right. Maybe the inheritance taxation, but I think inheriting a Kobe is incredible.
Oh, that's of course.
Inheriting a Kobe and a Garnacho, yes, please. Bruno, like playing Bruno the right way is a good player to have. Like, you're not going to convince me that that's not a good player. Leacher, I still back Leacher and believe in that player. De Ligt, there's some nice players in there, you know. Mazraoui is comfortable on the ball. That's not a bad player to walk into a dressing room and say, happy I've got that. You can play in a few positions. Let's go. Is there anyone else? I think Rasmus is going to be a good inheritance.
He must be thrilled that he's walking into a team with Ugarte. This is a player that a couple of seasons ago, you know, it's just a case of when PSG come in, they'll give you a load of money. What's Sporting going to do, right? And he's like 2 years later, you go, I'm getting him again at United, so we're going to hopefully keep going up. Like, that fits perfectly into what he is,
especially in our area of the pitch that needed the biggest work.
Yeah,
in the summer we brought in centre halves, we brought in 2 good ones. The midfield has always been the one where we're like, we need to, and people started slagging off Ugarte like straight away, like, I don't know about this. Well, one guy is going to know how to play a 3-4-3, mate, with the demands of this manager. Is this guy? He's going to know.
It's one mad, by the way, as well. I was thinking this earlier on. Eric Ten Hag, signed Lenny Yoro. He never played for him.
Yeah, he didn't.
Do you know how mad that is?
Lenny Yoro must be thinking.
We don't know. Obviously, like, the hope is Lenny Yoro is going to be this generational talent. And